The House of the Undying is an ancient, decaying mansion in Karth, home to the powerful but elusive Undying Ones, who lead the warlocks of the city. Seeking knowledge and answers, Daenerys Targaryen accepts Piet's suggestions to visit the ominous place, hoping the Undying Ones will help her understand her path. However, as she approaches, Ser Jorah Mormont and her Blood Riders are eager to accompany her, but Piet insists she must enter alone, cautioning her to carefully follow his instructions once inside. Piet warns her that the front way leads in, but not out again. To reach the Undying, Daenerys must always take the first door on the right and always move up the stairs, avoiding all other rooms until she reaches the audience chamber. To leave, she must retrace her steps exactly, always turning right and descending. This labyrinthine route is more than just directions. It's almost a test of will, designed to disorient anyone who doesn't follow it precisely. But what awaits Daenerys at the end of this path are visions that will change her view of her destiny and perhaps all of Westeros. Daenerys, following Piet's cryptic instructions, begins her journey into the House of the Undying. Before she enters, she is handed a slender crystal glass of Shade of the Evening by a dwarf servitor, a dark, mysterious drink that the warlocks believe enhances their visions. The bitter taste settles in her mouth as she crosses the threshold, accompanied only by her young dragon, Drogon. She begins following Piet's instructions, passing through a series of oval rooms, each with 4 doors, but soon the maze changes. The 4th room is square, with 6 different passages. Trying to stay calm, Daenerys continues by taking the rightmost passage as instructed, which leads her into a long, torchlight hallway. Doors line only the left side of this hallway, and as Daenerys glances into some of them, she sees visions that seem to reach out to her, both inviting and warning. She witnesses scenes both beautiful and grotesque, each whispering hints of the future of the reflecting painful moments of the past. One of the first visions Daenerys encounters shows a beautiful naked woman, surrounded by 4 small men, who resemble the dwarf servitor who greeted her upon her arrival. Their presence feels sinister, a distorted reflection of desire and power, perhaps hinting at Westeros and the War of the 5 Kings. In another vision, Daenerys sees a feast of slaughtered corpses holding cups and spoons. Seated around the grand table, at the head of the table sits a dead man with a wolf's head, crowned in iron. This chilling image seems to foreshadow a bloody betrayal, the infamous Red Wedding, that will later decimate House Stark and shift the balance of power in Westeros. As she continues, Daenerys glimpses a more personal vision, a room with a red door, leading to her childhood home in Braavos. She sees Sir William Darry, the loyal knight who sheltered her and her brother Viserys when they fled Westeros. This vision pulls at her heart, evoking memories of safety and the simplicity of a life she can never return to. In another room, she sees a figure seated on a barbed throne, surrounded by dragon skulls. The man resembles her father, Aerys II Targaryen, the Mad King. In a hunting scene, he appears to give the order to burn the Red Keep during the sack of the King's Landing, a tragic command that would end his reign and stain the Targaryen name. Daenerys then encounters a vision of a man who looks like Viserys but taller, and with darker eyes, who is more likely her brother Rhaegar Targaryen, who says to a woman nursing a baby, probably Lyanna Stark, "Aegon, what a better name for a king. He is the prince that was promised, and he is the song of ice and fire." And when the man's eyes meet Dany's eyes, he says, either to her or to the woman with the baby, "There must be one more. The dragon has 3 heads." And he picks up a silver harp and begins to play. The words are heavy with prophecy, and Daenerys feels their weight, even if their full meaning is yet unknown. But it seems like they were talking about the prince that was promised, more likely Jon Snow. Her journey takes another strange turn when Pietri himself suddenly appears, urging Daenerys to follow him. But sensing something wrong, she ignores him and instead takes another door to the right, leading her to a staircase that climbs upward, a sign she may finally be on the right path. At the top of the staircase, she finds a pair of wide doors crafted from ebony and weirwood, with interwoven patterns of incredible intricacy. She pushes through, only to enter a grand hall filled with elegantly dressed figures, wizards, both male and female, adorned in elaborate robes. But Daenerys feels their gazes as empty, their presence insubstantial. She trusts her instincts and discovers a hidden door to the right, made of old grey wood. She pushes forward, knowing that the final destination, the audience of Chamber of the Undying Ones, awaits her beyond. Finally, Daenerys steps into the Undying One's audience chamber, a gloomy, sinister space dominated by a long stone table. Above it floats a rotting, swollen human heart, blue with corruption, pulsing with a deep, throbbing beat. Indigo light radiates from the heart, casting an eerie glow over the figures seated at the table, the Undying Ones. They appear to be dead, yet whispers echo throughout the room. As Daenerys stands before them, the Undying Ones address her as Mother of the Dragon and Child of Three, in haunting voices. They speak in cryptic riddles, sharing prophecies of her future. Three fires must you light, one for life, one for death, and one for love. Three mounts must you ride, one to bed, one to dread, and one to love. Three treasons will you know, once for blood, once for gold, and once for love. These words are riddles, mysterious hints that may guide or hunt Daenerys in the challenges ahead. While Daenerys is entranced by the visions, seeing scenes of both past and future, a tapestry of war, betrayal, and conquest, the Undying One slowly move to drain her life. As the shadows close in, her young dragon Drogon senses the danger and springs into action. Drogon roars, tearing through the air and sinking his teeth and claws into the pulsating heart above the table. His dragon flame scorches the room, consuming the hearts and reducing the Undying Ones to ash. The searing flames give Daenerys the chance to escape the deadly grip of the warlocks. As the chamber erupts in flames, Daenerys races out, down a winding passage that seems to writhe under her feet. She bursts through the door and finally escapes the House of the Undying, emerging into the daylight. Outside, she is met by her blood riders, Joko and Raharu, who quickly move to protect her when Pietri appears, knife in hand, intending to exact vengeance. They prevent him from harming Daenerys, and she watches as the House of the Undying collapses behind her, sending a cloud of smoke and flame into the sky. According to the Dothraki custom, her handmaid Jiki braids a bell into Daenerys' hair to mark his victory over the dark forces within. But it doesn't end here. Sharo Daxus later warns Daenerys that Pietri is gathering the surviving warlocks, swearing vengeance on her and her dragons. The House of the Undying may have fallen, but Daenerys have made new enemies among the warlocks of Qarth, who will stop at nothing to reclaim their lost power. With her first encounter with dark sorcery behind her, Daenerys leaves the House of the Undying with more questions than answers. The prophecies she's heard will linger in her mind, influencing her decisions as she continues on her journey. What lies ahead of the Mother of the Dragons? The fires, the mounts, the treasons may soon unfold, each pushing her closer to her destiny. As she follows Daenerys' story, these riddles will become clearer, but their price may be greater than she realizes. Thanks for watching, and remember to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the amazing world of A Song of Ice and Fire.